You know what Blackwater is, where you can actually drive by these sloughs and some of these shallow bayous and the water looks black. Typically in those conditions you have very low dissolved oxygen, organic matter, which is actually primarily sourced from things like leaf litter, and you have some stubble and remains, some crop residues, and so you can have some of that material that leaches off in rainfall and gets into these bayous. Those conditions may reduce the oxygen in the water and potentially lead to fish kills. We've actually designed these systems to actually simulate very low flow to no flow. What we're trying to do here is simulate conditions over in the delta within these shallow bayous with this particular type of mud and see if we can manipulate conditions and have low oxygen conditions.
Keep them from floating. When we first cleared those. We think it takes a lot of sediment to actually harm a fish. I mean, very, very, very high concentrations. Maybe you can't plow it, but pretty thick stuff. So in these streams, what we'll do is start out with something fairly simple. We'll use fathead minnows, which is a common bioassay animal. We'll put them in the streams, and then we'll add different concentrations of sediment, and then look at just growth rates. Mississippi Department of Environmental Quality want to set water quality standards. They have to know where that mark is. What are the critical thresholds that will actually impact the fish? Eventually, I hope to take some of our endemic stream fishes, put them in these streams, and then do the same sort of experiments with them. Because different fish, different species will react differently to the contaminants that are there. Marshall County and Lafayette County were the most erosive places in the world at one time. Before we became the reforestation capital of the world. So if you can solve the problems in Mississippi, then these will apply to other locations. A place that comes to mind is Tennessee. It has similar soils, and some of they end up with the same sort of problems we have.